Hello guys, welcome to my second video from the new season. This is Sebring International Raceway. Once again I'm in the Corvette C6R and I have pole position here in front of some of my close competitors from last season, Luis Eduardo Ribeiro and Timo Verhorst. Further down we have especially Anders Dahl and Rasmus Lausen, who are two of my mates. And just take a look, we have two splits in this race time. It was at 9 o'clock in the evening Central European time, and we had about 63 or so races in total on a Tuesday. What about that? That's really great, and I think it's due to the closing of the fixed series. So anyway, let's play the tape, and I start on the outside here, coming into turn number 17. We are just about to get the green flag. I kind of jump Luis just a bit here. I've been successful with this earlier in the last season, so I thought, yeah, I might do that as well again. This is my second race of the evening, and I have a link to the other race which I did just 2 hours prior to this, in which an HPD totally surprised me going into turn number 1, so I kind of overcorrected my turning, which resulted in me hitting the wall. So yeah, I actually ended 7 laps down or so, and finishing 5th out of 5 Corvettes. I did gain some safety rating points, which was my, in the end, the goal for today. I think I got about 0.28 safety rating points, and yeah, I lost some iRacing points, but yeah, that's how it is. So for this race, I stepped it up just a little bit. I was struggling in the earlier race with some understeer in about mid-length of the stint to the end of the stint, where it just wouldn't turn in, and I think maybe the tires were coming off. So for this start, I learned in the previous race that the 3 seconds of a gap to the HPD field on a Tuesday night is not sufficient. So I extended the gap here to about 5 seconds before we went on to the green flag. And that helped me a bit because at the moment I don't have any HPDs right in front of me, although there is one up ahead. But anyway, I switched the setup to Martin Winters, and Martin does setups very well. They are generally a bit more stable, and I thought that maybe that would maybe help me in the corners. Especially what I was struggling with was I didn't feel like I was having enough speed coming through the corners, whereas on this setup I just get these small kilometers more per hour than previous. So yeah, I was kind of pleased with this. What I was not pleased with was the start of being right behind HPD once again. And one of the things with these back markers is that they're not only slow, they are also taking some risks once in a while. while driving some odd lines and so. So yeah, I'm closing in on him. Behind me is a quite good gap. I think the gap is about 2 seconds now. We could go back and see how it's going for these guys. So this is Richard Shoutering. Timo Verhoost and Louis Eduardo. So these guys are actually battling it out quite a bit. This was Anders Dahl just going by Richard Shoutering. And as you shall see later on, Anders is really just pushing it in this race. All kudos to him. He really did a great job. Oh, that was close. Yeah, so a lot of intense battling going on behind me. But I've got this gap, so I'm quite pleased with that. My focus was still to really drive safely, but I knew that to drive safely I would have to push the car just a little bit more to keep my mind fresh and reactive. So far so good. Coming on to lap number 4. My apex wasn't that good right there, and I guess that it's better here. But still, neither of the setups I tried to adjust, it didn't really fulfill my needs of being stable enough while still oversteering coming into the corners and during the corners. So yeah, I was struggling a bit. So the gap increases. I think it's about 2.5 seconds now. From my point of view, everything is just working out perfectly. As the HPD in front, he managed to keep the gap up to me, so I'm not slowed down by him in any way. I am just going to see something. Just really quick. Let's try some key commands to fast forward this. So that's now become Shift Control Pad 6. I must remember that. So everything's going smoothly here. I'm not making any mistakes, not major mistakes so far. I haven't made any incidents regarding losing safety rating points. So yeah, everything is working out quite nice, and still I extend the gap I think about now it has settled just a little bit, but that's alright. I didn't want to push the car too much, so keeping a gap of about 3 seconds would be sufficient for this race of 45 minutes. But let's go back to this battle, which is just over, as Timu has let Anders Dale by. And I've been racing quite a while with Anders in the past 2 years, and he's really evolved into an alien, a pure alien. He's still racing with Logitech, I think it's G27 pedals, but there's just something about his late braking and carrying the trail braking into the corners that he does so perfectly compared to me. So his lap times, although being in traffic, is 1:56 low to 57 high, but it's always remaining in the 56. So he's really pushing the car, and he's not really making that many mistakes. It's just annoying while very pleasing, because we've really been trying to develop our driving in the past, and it has really gained both Anders and me, but especially Anders in this Corvette 6R, C6R, sorry. And what he really does quite well is also that he can feel the tires when they're starting to slip. When he breaks down, he releases his brake in a way that it will, the tires will always spin just about 10% less than the car drives in the forward direction speed. So he's always on that very edge of the tires slip. And he brakes so late. He brakes at the first of the markers, while I brake at just a bit before. So right now I think the gap is about 4.5 seconds. And I'm still, going strong. Although I was, that's the problem with me, that I wanted to take it easy, but then again, your worst rivals are actually your friends who you've been driving with for so many hours. So when we have a battle on the track, it's really on. You really want to do as best as you can, and today I think Anders is just sublime. He really does great lap times, really understand where the grip is, and he's not sliding very much with the car. He always keeps it very steady, and that conserves the tires, and it brings the lap times down. Whereas my driving is just sliding all over. But then again, I just changed the setup 20 minutes earlier, prior to this race, so that could be that could be the explanation of that. So he's closing in on me, and I'm starting to feeling eager of wanting to win this. I really want to win this while also being safe, and those two words don't often go really well together. Yeah, I'm starting to push the car, so I went over the curb there. I was too eager. I really wanted to turn in, but yeah, it was way too soon. So let's fast forward it just a bit. And the HPD in front is still just in front of me, but he's not making a fuss about it. So yeah, it's still the same here. I really am trying to go as fast as possible, and I can see on the relative tab that Anders is just closing in. Yeah, he's about 2.5, 3 seconds behind me now, and I go almost off track there. So this is one of these overtakes where I am just going to do that overtake. I'm not allowing myself to be put behind that Ford GT, and there weren't any issues with it. I could clearly overtake before the corner. And I spin due to the curb right there. I lost. I just lost grip on the track, and when it regained, there were too much of a grip, so it oversteered right to the left. Fortunately, my car is not damaged in any way, but I am behind Timu, and I'm behind Anders Dale. So currently Anders is now leading, with me being in the third position, about 3 seconds behind Timu. So here we go, the race is on again. I'm pissed about myself because I turned into Sungu while I was trying to keep up the gap behind me, and that caused me to make the mistake. And another thing, I just overtook the Ford GT up ahead. I just overtook him here in the last on the last lap, and it's really embarrassing to overtake him once again just on the lap after, and I think to myself that he must be thinking by now, what a jerk, he's not that safe, I'm gonna stay away from him as much as possible. Fortunately, I could overtake him on the main straight without any difficulties. Behind me is Luis, and he's normally a very quick Corvette driver, but I think he's struggling a bit here at Sebring, which is a very special track. I really like it, but in this new build I'm not too familiar with the feeling of the Corvette. Andrew Lauret. Hello, Andrew. He's giving me lots of room, So thank you very much, Andrew. So yeah, the chase is on. So let's just forward it once again. Then HPD going by. The leaders of the HPD class is starting to overtake us now. So we have to prepare for that, and giving them a lot of room in these first races of the season. It's like everything is really unsettled and a bit risky. So yeah, I found that in the first race to just really take it easy. So now the gap to Timo up ahead is about 3 seconds, I think. But this was really nice because I could see up ahead that Timo was really pushing the car. Here it is. And you can see that Timo has been driving a lot in traffic and in a racing situation because his windshield is all covered in dust, whereas my windscreen is almost clear. So let's just follow Timo here for a bit. He told me after the race that he was driving as fast as he possibly could. So here, I don't think he was thinking about going safe, and I think that he did the whole last season as well. So he knows the Corvette quite well, whereas I am trying to refine the feeling of the C6R. So we're coming into some traffic. I think he's slowed down just a little bit by Mohammed Patel here. By the way, it's a really nice skin he has on his car, the Gibson skin. Nice work. Oh, he lets HPD on his side there, causing him to lose some time. And it's, oh, another thing, it's so nice with these movable cones, as they are really adding a new aspect to the racing. It's like when there is a cone off where it should be, and you see it closing in on it in your car, you are trying to avoid it, because at this stage of the season I still don't know exactly what cones are doing to your car. Do they damage your car, or do they upset your car in any way? And I think I've tested just a little bit with the Skip Barber car, and I managed to actually drive over a cone with the Skip Barber, and in that sense it should be possible. There is a risk that might also be possible for the Corvette, and in case the Corvette loses, just going to see this. Yeah, there's a small hit here anyway, but in case the Corvette loses the grip by going over a cone, it could really become risky. So I much rather avoid the cones, but Timo had just a thing about these cones. Sometimes he really drove into them, causing them to fly all over the place. so I had to avoid them, and it's quite fun. It's like there's another car wrecked or something that you have to avoid, so you take a different line, and that's very interesting, having obstructions in your way that you have to deal with. We are going to fast forward it just a little bit again. I'm closing in just a little bit on Timo. I think my lap times were a bit better than his, but not much. And even though I wanted to catch up with him and regain my second position, I still had some focus on going safe. His lap times are about the same as mine. He has a bit more in the 57s, but that's not too much. So this is lap 22 out of 24, and I'm about a second behind him now. We have a clear track ahead of us right now, but I'm really starting to push, because with 2 laps to go and 1 second up to him, I thought that, yeah, this might be possible. So I was just going for it, and but then again sliding all over the place, because I have been struggling to slow the car enough down to not make it slide. Look at him braking all over the place. He must be on the edge. And he was, he told me afterwards. It's funny to look at the cars and see when the cars are really being pushed to their limits. And that's what's going on for Timo right now. But also me, because yeah, I wanted to gain that position on him. Still clear track, but we are on the second to last lap. And I'm still about a second behind him. We have a clear track behind us. Louis dropped a bit back after a while. So right now it's only me and Timo battling out. Anders, who was so great on this track today, he is about 12 or 13 seconds ahead. So this is quite crucial, as Timo managed to pass Jonathan Boutel here behind before turn 17. I'm not slowed down by too much, although I lose about 3/10, I think. So this is the last lap, I think. Yeah, it should be. So I'm using all the track available. I have a HBD coming behind me. And he misses his brake marker, so that will be interesting. Still no one is ahead of us. And I'm about 0.78 of a second behind him. And I still have to pass him. It's not enough just to close the gap, I still have to pass him. And with this pace, I'm not going to do it, but I didn't want to give up before the checkered flag came out. Comes flying all over. So I think that's about it. I'm trying to really brake late here in case he misses his brake marker or something. And he actually does just a bit. You see that he didn't turn into his apexes as he should have. So that's it. I finished third by starting on the pole. I wasn't too pleased about that, but I got some decent points. Whoops, sorry about that. So yeah, let's take a look at the results here. 2 seconds. Here they are. So Anna stayed in front, followed by Timo and me. I gained 44 positions on the iRacing scoring, and I gained 0.75 safety rating points. So I'm back up to the good threes. I'm back up to an A 3.48. I'm very pleased with that. And also I got 140 points, which is just 160, just 20 behind Timo. So it's not too bad. I don't know if I'll drive another race this week. I think I'm going to turn to the Skip Barber car. So I'm off. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, there are a lot of videos to come, so please subscribe to my channel just below this video. Alright, see you next time.